Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to another edition of Coffee and a Card. So I'm Holly with Handcrafted Blessings. Looking forward to being with you here today as we open some Happy Mail and as we make a card together. So, how are you on this Tuesday afternoon? We'll just start with just a moment here as I pull everything up. We're going to be doing a fun fold today. So I think that'll be fun to show you. I just did a fun folds class last night here at my studio and thought I would show you one of the cards that we made because it was kind of fun to do the layering, stamping, and the fold and all that. But I'm going to start with some cards that I'm going to open. So hi Carol, hi Holly, hi Kim. Welcome to everybody who's coming in here today. Yep, there we go. I can see you guys. All right, so we will start with a card from Chrissy Hannes from Florida. Oh, Holly, you're getting ready for a blizzard. Yikes. Y'all can keep it to yourself. Don't send it our way. I'm so ready for spring. We've had some really nice weather here, and it just, anytime we get a taste of spring, it's so hard to go back to the snow and stuff. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. There's no one better than you. I adore the gnomes. I think they're so cute. Oh, this is a fun fold too. And it says, you matter to so many. That is super cute. Let's see here. We've got one from somebody in Indiana, I think. But there's no name. So let's see if we can find a name on the inside. Heather Robinson. Here we go. So from Heather in Indiana with a really cute flower. I just saw this flower. I can't remember what set this was on, but it's really cute. I like it. It's very pretty. This is a very springy card. It says kindness matters. Thankfully, she put her name on the backside. Oh, there we go. It says beautifully happy. So that must be the set that it's from. So there we go. Okay, next comes from Christine Stargard in Wisconsin. And, dropping stuff here. It says, thank you for your kindness. Oh, and she's got her message there on the inside. So this is kind of that, like, I think some people call this like a bookbinding card. Because you can see here where the DSP is here on the inside. So, yeah, really cute design. And don't worry, I go back and read all of your messages later. I just don't take the time to on live video. Last but not least, we've got one from Closelle in, actually right here in town. And it said, okay, sorry. There's something included I'm going to show you in a second. But it says, thinking of you. And look, she's got the background is all embossed. So super cute. Love the simplicity of that one. And her note was on the inside. But check this out. Look what she included for me. Hold on. They're folded over. Look at those. Oh, hold on. Let me put something in the background. Look at that. It's poop. They are poop stickers. That's awesome. Thank you, Closelle. That's very sweet. So, for those of you who are new around here, the poop emoji is my favorite. I just think the poop emoji is fun and cute, and I send it as stickers to people all the time, like the little the text message stickers that you can send people. There's a poop emoji one, and it's fun to send to people. So if you text me, beware, you might get poop from me. Is that a thing? Is that allowed? All right, I'm gonna put the camera down here. All right, so a couple of things actually before I get started. One, I just saw somebody mention celebration. Celebration, we have 1 week left, like exactly 1 week. 1 week from today is the end of celebration, so the end of the month. This is your chance to get free items with every $50 you order. And I posted earlier today, the clearance rack was updated today. And you guys, they put stamp sets on the clearance rack. This practically never happens. So it's really, really a treat. Very special time. And so be sure to go check out the clearance rack today so that you can see if there's anything in this you want. One thing to note though, and I did put this in my post earlier today, some of the stamp sets are in other languages. So be sure that you look for English ones, unless you want the French set, and then you can get the French set. But that's just kind of my little word of wisdom for you. Okay, sorry, lots of stamp sets for this card here today. We're going to do some coloring. So here's our card. Happy birthday. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. All right, so we'll start with our pieces here. And I'm going to grab my trimmer. Okay, so first up, we need our piece of pale papaya, which is 4.25 by 5.5. So your basic card size. We want this just as a piece of cardstock for our mat. So we end up with a regular size card. And then we're going to take a strip of pale papaya that measures 2.25 by 10.5. So that's 2.25 by 10.5. And I am going to score it at 5.25. Now all of these pieces are already cut because this was an extra kit that I had from my class last night. So I'm still telling you all the measurements, but that's why you're not seeing me doing a whole lot of cutting. Then we're going to need 2 pieces of basic white. The first one is going to be 2 by 5.25. And the second one, I have to trim down, is going to be 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 and 2 by 5.25. Okay. So we're going to take these two. Now I want to make sure I keep track of which one's shorter. So I'm just going to make sure I keep these side by side. Because the shorter one is for the inside of our card. So I'm going to start with pale papaya ink. And I'm just gonna, oh, you know what? I'm gonna use an envelope here. Maybe. Let's see here. We're just gonna use the flap of this envelope because I just realized that I'm gonna stamp off onto my desk and my grid paper is not handy. Okay, so on the shorter piece, we're going to stamp this design right here on the end. And then I'm going to take my crumb cake ink and I'm going to stamp my words. So this is kind of, these are great words for if you think your card might arrive a little bit late. Kind of turn it into a belated birthday card. So it's, I didn't forget your birthday, I'm just stretching out the celebration. And let's see here. Oh, actually, I'll keep the envelope. So that's the inside piece. For the outside piece, we're going to start with this leaf stamp. And I was trying to find, let me grab these real quick next to me. Okay. So this is from Decorative Borders. So we're using this leaf stamp here, and we're also using the flower one, and then we also use this border. So that's where 3 of our stamps come from. And then my words for this card are coming from something fancy. So we've got our happy birthday, and then we have our larger verse stamp for the inside. So these are the 2 stamp sets that I'm showing you. Okay. So we're going to take our leaf stamp. And I am going to stamp 4 times, kind of from each corner, basically. And I'm just kind of heading towards the middle. I think I'll stick that there. And then we'll come over here. And we're just kind of creating a fun little background for our card. Okay. You guys, I almost reached down to put this in the trash. Because I meant to grab the envelope and put it back in the trash, which is where I pulled it out of to use the scrap paper. But I was about to do that to my stamp block. That would have been fun. Okay, let me close this so I don't mix up my ink pads. And we're going to grab Happy Birthday. And we're going to stick that on here. There we go. We're done with that. I'll grab my other color. We're going to use Memento Black here. So sometimes it's just fun to kind of create your own backgrounds for stamps or for paper. So you can layer your stamps by using lighter and darker colors together. I'm just checking to make sure everything is inked up on here. Looks like it. And I'm going to put this straight across the middle. Just like so. So it kind of makes that pale papaya fade into the background and gives us a nice sharp image that I'll be able to color. But I want to make sure that Memento Black is extra dry because I don't want my blends to smear it. So I'm going to come back here to the rest of my card and we'll add a few pieces here. So we'll go ahead and fold this one in half. And we'll adhere this to the front of our card. So I just want to center this. Let's see if I can make sure I'm centered without getting my head too much in the video. All right, there we go. And then we're going to take 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, and these measure, 2 by 5 1/4. And these come from, it's the paper that coordinates with By the Bay. So I did not do a good job of writing down my the names of these products, but it is the paper that coordinates with By the Bay. So kind of seashells and beach kind of colors. But what I really like is that it has kind of a blingy feel with the iridescent patterns on one side. So we're going to add that here. There we go. And our inside piece is ready to go. So we'll take that here. And then I'm going to take my Evening Evergreen markers. So I'm kind of doing a combination of markers and blends today. So I'm doing the Evening Evergreen just down the middle line in my leaves, because that's where we're just going to add some detailing. Now I could do this with blends too. There's really, I wouldn't say there's much rhyme or reason to why I chose blends. It just felt, or blends versus markers, I mean. Just felt like it, I guess. It's just kind of what came in handy. So then we'll add our soft succulent right over that Evening Evergreen. So we can add some of that green. So it's not going to blend because that's not what the markers do. This would be really no different than if you went to the store and bought Crayola markers. you know, they don't blend with each other. But the alcohol markers will, and we'll use those in just a moment. All right, a couple more. Okay, I think we got all the oh wait, couple more. There we go. Okay, so then I'm going to take, let's see, this is dark Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to add, now obviously I've switched over to blends. So I'm going to add some dark highlighting, and that's a little bit light. So I'm going to switch to the other side. Did you know that sometimes different tips are actually slightly different shades? So let me pull this up here. Do you see how much lighter that the top of the flower versus the bottom of the flower? And that all came from the same blend. So sometimes they kind of have different shades even built into each other. So I'm just going over my lines here. Let's see. And actually, because the other side is so much lighter, I'm actually just going to turn it around. I was going to use some of the pale papaya, but I think I'm just going to stick to this today. So we'll just color right over all of it with the lighter side. Kind of blend it in together. Okay. There we go. All right. So I was going to pull in some of the pale papaya too, but I actually like the way it looks with the Calypso Coral. So we'll bring that back to our card front. And we'll put that on here. Now this piece is going to go all the way across, end to end, on the front of my card. And last but not least, we are going to add, well, I was going to add some rhinestones. Oh, there they are. Just going to add some, these are the iridescent rhinestones. So we're going to take a large one here, put that in the middle of my flower, and then I'm going to take some of the smaller ones, and we'll add one on each end. So just to further add a little bit more bling. And I think the iridescent ties in really nicely with the shimmer that's on the designer series paper. So kind of make the whole thing shimmer. And here we have our belated birthday card. So just kind of a fun little way to mix up your cards and do a little bit different design. This is also great. Do you see how little white space there is here? This is great for those times when maybe you don't know what to say to somebody, or you don't have time to write out a card. You filled up most of the space. So you can pretty much just sign your name and send the card on its way. So it's really great when you don't have a lot to say or you don't know what to say. Just fill it up with a stamp. So there you go. There's a fun little fold for you today. The stamp set is, I used decorative borders and I used Something Fancy. So Something Fancy here has a lot of really fun sentiments that tie together. So a lot of great inside and outside stamps in Something Fancy. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in here today. Don't forget, one more week of celebration, one more week to get the starter kit special and join my team. And the clearance rack has been updated. So a lot of fun today. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.